Hey everybody, it's RJ with week number 2, lesson 2. So let's just start from where we left off last week. We'll go through the moves a couple of times. So we start with feet together in open Tai Chi. Hot the wild horse's mane. And that's where we are. So our next posture, so from here, I'll demonstrate a couple of times and then we'll start breaking it down. So we ended up here, and I'm going to give you different angles. So from here, we step up, right, and I'll give you another angle here. This is where we finished last week. And then I'll give you an angle straight to the camera. So we're here last week. Alright, so the first posture we're going to work on is called white crane spreads its wings. So the full posture, we end up here. So white crane spreads its wings. In Chinese translation, Bai He Liang Chi. So what we have is, we have the left hand is above the head. So it's not dropped down, it's above the head. And the palm is facing you. You have a nice roundness in the arm. Likewise, the other arm has a nice roundness to it, and the palm is flat to the ground. The fingers are pointing forward. I'm going to give you a different angle here, because what you'll notice is the hand that's high is also in front of the body. So it's not in front of the body this way, and it's not on the side of the body. It's on your left side, but then forward of the body. So we're here. Okay? So the hand is high and forward of the body, but on the left side, if that's clear enough. And the same thing with the other hand. The other hand, it's on the right side of the body, but it's slightly forward of the body. So what you want to picture is, I think I mentioned this before, imagine holding a large beach ball in that upper hand, giving you that roundness. And likewise, imagine holding a beach ball under your arm. Because what you want is, you want to think like a bird, where the wings are way out. Very nice openness. The wings are flapping out like a bird. So you have this big open posture. So this is where we are here. All of your weight is in the back left leg. The front leg is resting on the toe. So I have a slight bend in that back leg, and I'm resting on the front toe. So eventually you'll have no weight in that front leg, and that'll come in time as you build strength in that back leg. So just know, for future reference, that front toe is just resting on the ground. My body also has a good posture. I'm not leaning forward. I'm still holding a good posture. My back is straight. My top of my head reaches up to the sky. So this is our posture for white crane spreads its wings. So now getting into that is what we're going to get into. So the footwork is really simple. So from last week, we were in Pot the Wild Horse's mane. The right hand was forward, the right leg was forward. So the only thing that we're going to do is, from here, this is our mountain climbing stance, remember? The front leg has a big bend to it, the back leg has a little bit of bend to it. The front toe is pointing forward, the back toe has a slight angle to it. So now for this posture, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 half steps. I'm going to step in with the back foot, and then the front foot is going to step out on that toe. That's all the footwork that you need to do on this. So from here, we step up, half a step, and then the other foot comes out on the toe, resting on the toe. So we'll do that a few times. We step up, and then reach out with that front right toe. So it's the right leg that's forward. So nothing changes there. The right leg remains forward the whole time. We're not changing legs as we step. The front leg stays as the front leg, the right leg. So we step up, and then gently place the toe down. Now you don't have to have a big bend in that back leg. Just a little bit of a bend in that back leg is all that's needed. So we'll do that a few more times. So we step up, and then we just step out. So this is where we finished last week. We step up and step out. And as I'm going to keep mentioning throughout these videos, when we open Tai Chi, when we step out and open Tai Chi, we turn and we move to our left, right? And then we do the next posture, which is still part the wild horse's mane. We're still moving to the left. Same thing here. When we step, we're continuing on that straight line on the left side of our body. So we open Tai Chi, we move to the left, we do the right side, and then we continue with our next posture, continuing on that straight line, always moving on that straight line. So now what the hands are going to do. So for now, just stand so your legs are about the width of your hips and the toes pointing forward. We're just going to work on the hand movements for a moment. So we're in part the wild horse's mane. This is where we are. The right hand is forward. So basically what's going to happen is the upper hand is going to drop down and the other hand is going to rise up. That's simple. But this is Tai Chi Chuan. We can't make it so easy. So from here, this is where we'll end up in the posture. But there's going to be some waist turning as we do this. So what we do is we're here in part the wild horse's mane. We're going to turn our body to the right. Then the upper hand will drop down, the lower hand will rise up, and then we turn our body forward again. So I'll give you a different view here. We're in part the wild horse's mane. The body turns to your right, the upper hand drops down, the other hand goes high. Then we turn our body back to center. That's all we have to do. I'll give you that angle again. We're in part the wild horse's mane. We drop the right hand, we turn the body, and drop the right hand at the same time. Then the other hand rises up. Turn the body back to center, and there we are. So we'll do that again from this angle. As the body turns to the right, the high hand goes low, and the other hand goes high. There's a principle in Tai Chi Chuan that I'm going to keep saying over and over. and it'll help you in future trying to learn postures. And what it is as one hand goes high, one hand goes low. Sort of like a scale. Or as one hand goes forward, one hand goes back. So if you can remember that principle in the future when you're struggling with a posture, the light bulb might go off on your head and you'll think, well, wait a minute, if this hand is going this way, then maybe this hand has to go this way. It's a principle that's really going to help you in the future. So in this case here, we're in pot the wild horse's mane. We turn our body to the right, the high hand goes low, the low hand goes high. And then we turn our body back to center. And there we are. So let's try to combine some of those movements. So we're in pot the wild horse's mane from last week. So we step up. Now at this point, we have equal weight on both feet. We can turn our body to the right, exchange the two hands, so now the left hand is high, the right hand is low. Turn the body back to center, and then pick up that right toe and place it on the ground. So I'll give you this angle here. We're in pot the wild horse's mane. We can step up, half a step, turn the body to the right. The two hands go in opposite directions. We turn back to center, and then that front foot can step out in front of the body. So again, from this angle, we can step up, turn the body to the right, the two hands can exchange, turn the body back to center, and now the right toe steps out in front of the body. So let's do that a few more times. Give you a different angle here. We take a half a step in, turn our body to the right. The two hands exchange, turn the body back to center, and then step out. So I'm going to give you a more flowing version of this. See how the body, everything moves at the same time. That's really our goal here. You notice how when the posture finishes, my whole body stops. Everything stops. So I go here, the whole body stops at the same time, and I'm in the posture. That'll take time. So again, slowly, we step up, turn the body to the right, the two hands go in opposite directions, turn the body back to center. Now take that right leg and step out on the toe. So again, this is our posture. A nice openness to it, very open. The left hand is high above the head. The other hand is low, palm facing the ground. So now we're going to get into the next posture, but there's a transitional move. So from here, what we're going to do, and I'll show you what this looks like, what we're going to do is the left hand is going to begin. The left hand, the high hand, is going to come across the body, and then the right hand is going to come across the body. So that's what it looks like. We go from here to here, and they're very simple movements. I'll break them down. So from here, take a comfortable stance about hips width apart and the toes pointing forward. This is how we're going to practice it. So we're in white crane. Relax the high hand. Relax it. relax the elbow, and bring that hand in towards the body. Now what's going to happen is your waist is going to turn to the right. By turning to the right, that arm is going to move across the body. So I'm not doing this. I'm not moving my arm. My arm doesn't move. I don't move my arm. I go from here and relax. Now it's my waist that pulls the arm across the body. So I don't have to do any movement in that arm whatsoever. I turn my waist to the right and that arm gets pulled across the body. Now what's happening is, across the body, now what's going to happen is that same hand, we're going to pivot at the elbow. We're just going to hinge that arm down so the arm is parallel to the ground. So we go from here, we relax the upper arm, turn the waist. Now just hinge at the elbow. So at this point, the palm is facing the ground. And again, the arm is parallel to the ground. Now we're going to take the low hand that hasn't done anything yet. It's here. So we go from here. Now we take that low hand and we just bring it up high to the ear. So we were here, we relax, we move across the body, turn that left hand down. Now we raise the other hand. Remember, that's that principle. As one hand goes low, one hand goes high. There we are again. So we relax, turn the body, turn at the elbow, raise the back hand, the right hand, so it's anywhere around the head. Now we do that same waist turning movement. We turn in the opposite direction without moving the arms. We just turn the body. And that right arm goes across the body the same way as the left arm went across the body. So here, the left arm goes across the body. Now the right arm goes across the body without moving the arms, just move the waist. So we start from here, we relax that upper arm, turn the waist, now hinge at that elbow. Now take the other hand and bring it up to the head. Now turn the waist in the other direction. So that's our transitional move. From here, we go into the next posture, which is brush knee and step forward. In Chinese, Lo Shi Ao Bu. So I'll give you what that posture looks like. So we're here, the posture, we're in mountain climbing stance. It's going to be different in part the wild horse's mane. Whichever leg was forward, the same hand was forward. So we have a change here. So here, we're in mountain climbing stance. The right leg is forward. Now in this case, the left hand is going to be forward. So there's going to be a lot of twisting in that waist to bring that hand forward. But this is our posture. We're here. This is brush knee in its full expression. So what we have is, I'll give you different angles. The low hand is palm to the ground, fingers pointing forward. It's above the knee, or in line with the knee, but to the right side of the body. So it's on the right side of the body. Once again, a nice bend in that arm. Now the other hand, I'll give you this version here so you can see. The hand is in front of me, and the hand is palm out. I'm giving you a lot of detail here. You know, don't worry too much about it. These things will come, but I'm just sharing with you some of the details. That forward hand is in line with your shoulder. So in other words, the hand is not out here, and it's not in towards the body. The hand is in line with the shoulder, and again, there's a nice bend in my elbow. So this is our posture for a brush knee. and step forward. We're here. I'll give you a different angle here, which may help. From this angle here, what you can see is my elbow is relaxed. It's not out to the side, flared out. My elbow is relaxed because this is a pushing movement. I want you to think of pushing. And if we were pushing a heavy object, intuitively we know that having our elbows out to the side does not make us strong. But if we relax the elbows and bring them into the body and push a heavy object, we're stronger. Same thing applies here. Think of this as a pushing movement, so you want that elbow pulled into the body. So this is our posture, our next posture. Also, I'll keep mentioning this with all the postures. My forward hand is below my eyesight. I'm not obstructing my vision. So sometimes the camera will misinterpret what's going on. The angle might look like it's either too low or I'm blocking my vision, but I'm not. My forward hand is in front of me, but I can see over my fingertips. So that's our posture. So now, how do we get into it? Well, that's the problem. So, from our white crane, we do that transitional move. We relax the upper arm, just move at the waist, pivot or hinge at the elbow. Bring the other hand up towards the head. Turn the waist in the other direction. So now we're almost going to repeat that same thing. Now the forward hand, which is your right hand, hinge that at the elbow, just like we did before. Take the other hand and bring that up towards the head. Now we're going to, again, turn our waist in the other direction. What that's going to do is it's going to pull the right hand around the body, and now the left hand can press forward. So that's where we are. So again, we'll start with our white crane. We relax the upper arm. Don't move the arm anymore, just move the waist. Now hinge at the elbow. Bring the back hand up towards the head. So my elbow is bent, my shoulder is relaxed. I'm pulling that arm into my body. So from here, we relax the arm, move the body, hinge at that elbow, bring the other hand to the head. I turn my waist in the other direction. So this is still part of that transitional move. Now we go into now we go into brush knee. So we hinge at that right arm and bring the other hand up to the head. Now we turn back the other way till our body is centered. So we go from here, the body is now forward, which pulls that lower arm across the body, and then the other hand can push forward. So this is brush knee, and what you can think about is that low hand brushing the knee. Going from here, as the waist turns, that forward hand brushes the knee. So now we're going to get into the stepping. So, from our part the wild horse's mane, we do our half step. Turn the body to the right. Let the two hands exchange. The left hand is high. Turn the body back to center, and now step out on that toe, the right toe. So now we do that transitional move. All of your weight remains on that back leg. Now, if that's too much at this time, then just take a comfortable stance so the weight is on both legs and not all of the weight on one leg. But eventually, through this whole movement, you'll have no weight in that front leg. But again, for now, if you want to just move the body forward a little bit so you have equal weight on both legs, that would be better. So now we're here. So we went from pot, the wall, horse and mane. We stepped up, turned the waist, two hands exchange, turn the waist back the other way, and then we step out. Now the upper hand drops down, we turn the waist, so the forward hand is now on the right side of the body. So now we hinge at the elbow, take your back hand, bring it up to the head, turn the waist the other direction. So now the right hand is on the left side of the body. Now we hinge the forward hand at the elbow and bring the back hand up to the head. So now we turn the waist in the other direction, pulling the arm, the low arm, across the body. We step forward into a mountain climbing stance, and then the left hand presses forward. So I'll demonstrate that a few times so you can see the flow a little bit more. I step up, and then I step out. I do that transitional move. Now it's at this point here that I step out and begin to move my body forward into mountain climbing stance. Now I turn my waist, pulling that low hand across the body as the left hand goes forward. And I'll give you a different angle here. Where in pot, the wild horse and mane from last week, we step up, half a step, turn the body to the right, the two hands exchange, turn the body forward, and come on the toe. Relax the upper arm, pull it across the body, pull the right arm across the body. The two hands exchange again. Now I step out, moving my body into mountain climbing stance. At the same time, my waist turns, pulling that low hand across the body, and the other hand stretches out. So that happens when I'm in this position here. This is the point that I begin to move forward. And I'll do that again. We're here. It's at this point now that I step into mountain climbing stance. Now I begin my step. Okay, let's do that again. From last week, we're here. Do that again. We're in pot, the wild horse's mane. So that's our two postures. Last week, we're in pot, the wild horse and mane. We step up, step out. Do our transitional move. We prepare for the next move, brush knee. I step, my body moves forward, and it's that waist turning. It's that turning of the waist, remember, that pulls this arm across the body and is allowing that back hand to move forward. And then I stretch that arm out. So again, this is our posture. The forward hand is out, and I have a bend here. So now what we need to do is we need to do this on the other side. We're not done yet. In this form that we're learning, we do pot the wild horse and mane 2 times. Now we do brush knee 2 times. So we have to get to the other side. So here, you remember our first pot the wild horse and mane, how we did that rocking back, and then we turn the foot out. We step up, and then we step back to our center line. So we're going to do that same footwork here for brush knee. But let's take this position here first, with the toes pointing forward. So we're in this position now, brush knee. The left hand is forward, and the other hand is here, palm facing the ground. So now basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn our body to the right, allow the front arm to hinge at the elbow. Bring the other arm so the hand is by the head. And now just turn the waist back to center, and then push the forward hand, the right hand forward. That's all we have to do. So we go from here, the left hand is forward. We turn our body to the right. We allow that front arm to hinge at the elbow. Take that back hand by the head. Turn back to center, pulling that arm across, and then the right hand presses forward. So this is what it looks like. So we're here in pot the wild horse and mane from last week. We do our transitional move. We step. So this is our first brush knee. Now we do our rock back. We turn that foot on an angle. So you can see my whole body's turning. Now I can step up. I do that hinging motion with the elbow, bring the other hand to the head. Now I go back to that center line. Turn my body, waist, back the other way, pulling that arm across, and the other hand goes forward. So let's do that a couple of times. So we start with the right foot forward in mountain climbing stance. The left hand is forward. So we do that rock back, turn that front leg on the heel so the toe is at an angle, and now we step up. We take that front arm, hinge it at the elbow, bring the other hand by the head. We step back to our center line, move the body forward, turn the waist, which pulls that lower arm across, and then the right hand presses forward. So this is also a time you can practice balance. So we begin, again, in brush knee with the right leg forward, left hand forward. We rock back. Everything moves to the right. So now it's at this point here I can practice my balance. I hinge both arms, and then I step forward. So ideally, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to, in one continuous movement, step. But again, if you're having trouble with balance right now, then it's at this point here, you can stop and hold your balance. And then move the arms, now step out. So that balance will come in time as the legs get stronger and you begin to understand the postures. So again, let's start from the beginning now. From our first lesson, open Tai Chi. So we open Tai Chi. We step out. Hot the wild horse's mane, left side. Make sure that back foot is angled out. We pivot on that toe, remember? Now we rock back. Step out. Right foot forward. We go into white crane. Step up. Turn the body. Turn the body back to center. And step out on that right toe. We do that transitional move. Now we get ready for brush knee. We step. Now we rock back. Turn that leg. Step up. Exchange the arms. And then step. So I'll show you the whole thing here from this angle. Right, I'm going to do that one more time from this angle here. So that's it. That's lesson number 2. White crane spreads its wings and brush knee. So just keep practicing. Last week's video isn't going anywhere. It's still there. So if you're struggling, just keep at it. Keep working at it. Don't give up. Practice during the week. That's your homework. And so next week we add 2 more postures on top of what you already learned. So the rewards really will enhance your life if you keep practicing regularly. And that's the key word, regular practice. And it doesn't mean that you have to practice all the time. It just means that you want it to become part of your lifestyle, part of your week. You want it to become a part of you. So that's it for now. Please leave me comments. Give me some feedback on how you're doing. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Take care.